Well, hello there, inhabitants of the Earth planet. Your host, Silvery, has returned. It's been a little while since I've made a video, but there was a new expedition pack released, and so I thought it would be in my best interest to review the pack and its value, and give my opinion on whether or not I think it's worth buying. Because I have done that for a lot of expedition packs for the past couple of years. And someone actually asked me about it this morning or yesterday or something like that. And I honestly completely forgot that I do those videos. So thank you for reminding me. But here we are. The new expedition pack is called Expedition Pack of Fairy Finds. But I think it should be called the Fairy Wonderland Expedition Pack just because the name is better. The very first thing you see when you open up the expedition pack screen in the Zen store is that there is the new mount, which has a little bit of confusion tied around it in one aspect. But generally, whenever expedition packs come out, the biggest attention grabber in the whole thing is going to be the unique mount that you get, because generally you would only get one of these mounts, and that was the only way to obtain this mount, like the Boots of the Misty Steppe, the butterfly, or the, butterfly swarm, and the boar worm? Or Chompy, or whatever his name was. I really don't think it's Chompy. Oh, Toothsome. I think that was one of them. Honestly, I think Chompy would have been a better name, and I love that that's the first thing that came to mind. But anyway, that's the number one thing attention grabber for these packs, and in my personal opinion, I'm not a huge fan of this mount, so immediately that turns me off to this pack. I'm like, I'll pass on that mount. I don't need it that much. I'm always looking for cool mounts to get. Once I got the angel wings, I mean, nothing can surpass that except for black angel wings. I'm not denying that they're cool, because anything that has wings is cool, but just not tickling my fancy, we'll say. It's got awareness on it as well, and although awareness is a lot more useful come the combat changes, it's still like the meme stat, at least for now, and no one likes it. The tooltip is not entirely correct because the butterfly wings mount is supposed to be account-wide reclaim. It doesn't say that here in this pack, but it will be updated. However, the confusion lies in the fact that whenever you hover over this, it says bind on equip, not bind on pickup to account, or character, which is generally what account-wide reclaims are. So my assumption with this is that whenever they update the tooltip to say that it is an account-wide reclaim, it will also be updated to say that the mount will bind on pickup instead of bind on equip. Because in this current situation, if the binding status stays the same, we will end up with like trillions of these things on the auction house. But if this mount has its binding status changed to match the other account-wide reclaim mounts, this mount will actually be locked behind a paywall, whereas the other mounts in previous expedition packs you could sell on the auction house, so it was possible to get them without spending real money if you wanted to. You know, we won't be able to buy it on the auction house, and it will only be for people who spent the $75 roughly in order to get it. Speaking of the price, it's in line with other past expedition packs, aside from the mod 16 one, I believe. Nothing drastic going on there. But like I was saying, if the binding status stays the same as it is, we will have tons of these flooding the auction house, and then people won't buy the pack for this mount because they can just buy it on the auction house and it will be really cheap. But like I said, my assumption is they will change it to bind on pickup because that would just make sense, but I don't know. The next thing in here is a title, of course. There's always a title that comes along with this, and this one is Wild Child. And every time I read that, the only thing that comes to mind is in the other game I play, Paladins, there is a skin for one of the characters, and she says, "Stay wild, ocean child," and that's just what I think about all the time. And, you know, plus Wild Child's just a really fun statement and stuff. So the next thing is actually something new for expedition packs, and that is a reskinned bark shield enchantment. And the new thing being the reskinned enchantment in general, but instead of having the ugly bark on your bark shield, you can have flowers on your bark shield instead, which is less ugly for sure, and a lot more fabulous, like 50 times more fabulous and minus 50% ugly. This is what the flower bark shield will look like. The only confusion with this is that there is a rank 12 one shown on the news article, and then you only actually get a rank 9 one when you actually buy the pack. So it doesn't say in the news article that it is going to be a rank 12, but showing a rank 12, people are going to naturally assume that there's going to be a rank 12 one in the pack when there's actually not. The difficult thing with these reskinned enchantments as well is you have to upgrade the different skin to the higher rank if you already have like a rank 14 bark shield. You'll still have to upgrade the other skin if you want it to look different. It's not like a transmute type thing, which I feel like would have more value because you'd have to upgrade less stuff. You'll also be getting 3 coalescent wards and 3 refinement packages, which include blood ruby, a couple other gemstones, and some enchanting stones. And also an enchantment. So you get some refinement stuff, those 3 things, and then after the mod goes live, there is the usual pack that contains enchanted keys, new companion, and new mod currencies. Now, the new companion also has some confusion tied around it just because of the equip bonus that it has, and the companion itself is called the Eladrin, I think is how you would pronounce that. And its power is that it increases your damage resistance against Fae and Trolls by 50% is what it says, and that's only at purple quality. So people are contemplating whether that is a tooltip error, because if you upgrade that to Mythic, then, you know, the value is not going to be 50%. It'll be, you know, 100% or more. And that doesn't make very much sense. I've also seen some people saying that if you buy this pack, then you're going to have an easy time in the new dungeon. And there is speculation about it being sort of a pay-to-win thing, at least more so than previously. In my opinion, I think the tooltip is just wrong, because 50% seems very unreasonably high, and I'm sure that it will be reduced to, I don't know, maybe 5 or 10% or so, and then if you upgrade it to Mythic, maybe it will have like, I don't know, 20% maximum or something like that. I don't know, I'm not an expert. The companion is not one of the ones that give you bonus campaign currencies, which is interesting and rather unfortunate if you wanted to be one of the first people to unlock the dungeon. However, you do get some of the currency whenever the mod goes live and you pick up that pack from the Reclaim agent. You will also get some shattered diamond shards, and those are going to be used for combining them together and creating an artifact. The way it's written is a bit interesting, because if you forge them together, you might create an artifact of old or something shiny and new. An artifact of old kind of sounds like Tales of Old, and that's just a conspiracy theory. I don't actually know what it is, because although I am in the early access for mod 20, I have not actually done any of the campaign or checked out anything other than the dungeons, so I am a little bit out of the loop in that regard, but I guess you all probably know more than me, because I think it's on preview right now. Maybe it isn't. Maybe just the combat changes are on preview. I actually don't know. I've been a bit out of touch lately, so I really don't know what's going on, and I should probably stop talking. But anyways, that is all the stuff that comes about in the new Expedition pack. If I could find it, that would be great. 7,500 Zen, it's discounted until the mod goes live, which will be February 9th on PC. As far as I know, the Expedition pack is not on console right now. But the mod doesn't go live on console until March 9th, so I'm assuming it will show up soon if it's not there already. As far as the actual value of this pack goes, it's very similar, almost exactly the same as previous packages. The only reason you would really want to buy this is if you are interested in the mount, the title, and the companion, which are the unique items. But is it actually worth buying? I mean, no, I personally wouldn't consider it worth buying, but that is because I don't need or want anything in it. So my advice to you is to review everything that's in here like I just did, and then make your decision based on how much you need or want the items in it. That sounds like very basic advice, but it applies in every situation pretty much when you want to spend money. And a lot of people just don't for some reason. Anyways, that's all I have for you today. I hope all of you are staying safe and warm if you're in a place in the world that is snowing or cold. And hopefully all of you are enjoying your new year so far. Anyways, I'm gonna leave now, so thank you for watching or listening or whatever. And if you enjoyed the video or enjoyed listening to me or didn't pay attention but you're somehow at the end of the video anyways, click the like button, because that shows me that you liked it, obviously. And maybe I will come back and do another video. I've gotten a lot of questions about my transmutes and the fashion pieces that I use on my characters, and I'm thinking that might be an interesting video just to show off all my fashion stuff. So I might do that. We'll see. Okay, bye.